Hi, this is LauraJthe.Treetalker. Today I asked the Tree Oracle for insight into 4 different things. First, regarding the protests in Minnesota. The basis of the situation is exposed information. They are trying to rile people up so martial law can be invoked. In the immediate past, we have very bad behavior from the federal agents. At the moment, everyone's attention is riveted on how extraordinarily unprecedented these events are. However, I'm seeing that the residents of Minnesota will selflessly stand up for their neighbors, and the outcome will be redemption for the governor, the mayor, and Minnesota citizens who will ultimately be vindicated of any wrongdoing. Second, regarding Greenland. The basis of the situation is shallowness and superficiality. The excuses given for wanting to take over are fabrications. The value being placed on this is being greatly overstated. We have never needed to be aggressive to get what we want from Greenland. All we ever had to do was ask, because we already have a treaty with them saying that. Our up until now relationship with NATO has been literally a thing of great merit, beauty in a political sense. Next, you see that other NATO members are calling his bluff by putting their own military there. The outcome card tells me that Europe remembers what it feels like to be dominated by a bully and are going to stop him in his tracks. Third, regarding Iran. The basis of the situation is that the leaders of Iran are cruel and abusive to their citizens. The protests and violence have been suppressed and have quieted down for now. The people are pleading for decency or diplomacy from any source that could help them. For now, because of the rest of the Arab world does not want the inevitable unrest, we will not be bombing Iran. The whole area has a timeless quality because of its extensive history, which resists the Western way of life in many ways. On the other hand, the outcome position tells me that this uprising isn't over. The young people will and are rising up. They want real change. Maybe all of these issues are being flung at us just so that we'll quit demanding that they release the rest of those pesky files. And fourth, regarding his staff. So the basis card tells me that these folk have been thriving because he is so desperate for attention that people don't see they are really the ones calling the shots and just haven't been noticed. As a group, they have worked together for their own ends, which more or less coincide with his. However, the central energy card tells me that this influence is starting to wane. Some will leave or get fired because of incompetence. Sadly, the outcome card means that they are unlikely to ever be held legally responsible for anything they do in this administration because they will be preemptively pardoned. This is LauraJthe.Treetalker. Thanks for watching. See you next time.